Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Dang.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah,
because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared to say, yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'd be good to you. Her name is Eladora.
All right, guys, stopping in real quick. Shannon Sharpe being sued. He's in the news heavy with a nasty lawsuit for $50 million from a spicy Latina girl named Gabriela Zaminga. I'm guessing she's Latina. She's teamed up with Tony Busby. If you don't know who Tony Busby is, he's the lawyer out of Houston who likes to go after high-profile celebrities. He recently went after Jay-Z. That seemed like that failed. He's been after Deshaun Watson. Now, that one did go through, and he got those women a pretty penny, it seems like. But he's going after Shannon Sharpe with this one. And some girl that Shannon Sharpe, Gabriela Zaminga, he was dating at maybe a year or so ago. You know, they were hitting it off, and I guess things went left. So there's reports from TMZ and People Magazine, and all these different articles are coming out. They're quoting her side of the story, what the lawyer said and what Shannon Sharpe said. So I'm going to let Lovely T, she's a YouTuber, great channel, y'all go check her out. I'm going to let her read it out because it's a lot of reading, and I'm a good reader, but I don't want to be stumbling and fumbling all over the words. So I'll let her read it, and then I'll come back.
Okay, so this is coming from People Magazine, so I'm going to read this to y'all. Got on my Mother Goose glasses. So it says, NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe has been accused of rape and sexual assault in a new lawsuit filed by a woman in a Nevada state court. The plaintiff, who is suing under the name Jane Doe, alleges that Shannon Sharpe, 56, who now works for ESPN, raped her on multiple occasions over the course of a nearly 2-year rocky consensual relationship. According to a complaint obtained by People, the woman alleged that Shannon Sharpe also recorded their sexual encounters without her consent and shared the recordings with others. A woman can say yes to consensual relations with a man 99 times, but when she says no, even once, that means no, the complaint states. Defendant Shannon Sharpe, a man who was accused of getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept. The woman, now a Nevada resident, says she met Sharpe when she was 22 years old at a gym in Los Angeles in 2023. She claims he made multiple advances towards her before the complainant says she finally gave in. Shannon allegedly asked the woman to sign a non-disclosure agreement before she could meet up with him, but dropped the request after she pushed back, the lawsuit states. The lawsuit recounts an alleged incident during which she claims Shannon Sharpe became violent with her and threatened to kill her after she showed up late to his home. He demanded complete control over her time and body, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule at his command whenever he called, the suit alleges. In 2024, both Sharpe and the plaintiff individually moved to Nevada. The suit references the time in September 2024. Shannon says he mistakenly began live streaming himself on Instagram having sex with a woman. The plaintiff states that the encounter was with another woman, that she was humiliated by the incident and began to pull away from Shannon. The plaintiff claims that Shannon began flooding her phone with calls, prompting her to leave Nevada frequently, according to the lawsuit. The suit then describes an October 24th incident during which Sharpe allegedly forced the plaintiff into a car and took her to an apartment. The plaintiff alleged that Sharpe then forced her to perform oral sex before anally raping her. Sharpe grabbed her head, forcing her to look at him, and she sobbed. The lawsuit claims he said at that point, "Look at this. Look at my arm. I've got chills. That's how good it is." In January 2025, the plaintiff claims that Sharpe asked to come to her apartment to give her a combined Christmas/birthday present. Once there, the plaintiff alleges in the complaint that he began to sexually assault her and refused to wear a condom. In a statement to People, Sharpe's attorney, Lainey Davis, firmly denies the allegations, and the statement describes the lawsuit as a shakedown attempt and claimed that the relationship between the woman and Shannon were consensual. Davis claims that the accuser sent sexually explicit text messages that show a broader pattern of graphic sexual communication initiated by the accuser. According to the statement, the evidence paints a clear picture that this was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lies of rape, and will not submit to what he sees as an attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by that truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to his vindication through due process and a judgment based on facts and law. The plaintiff is requesting $50 million in damages as part of the lawsuit, and she is being represented by Tony Busby, a high-profile attorney based in Houston, who's also represented clients accusing Sean Diddy Combs and NFL quarterback Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct. I'm extremely proud to represent Jane Doe, Busby said in a statement. It takes a great deal of courage to stand up against those in power with fame and money. I look forward to pressing this case in court. Statement by Lainey J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. Gabriela Zuniga said in a text message to Shannon Sharpe on October 7th, 2023. That is my youngest son's birthday. This is disturbing. But anyways, then she goes on to say, I know you missed this big juicy ass. $25K for each cheek. Then Gabriela Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe on January 1st, 2025 at 9:50 p.m. So she ended up sending that text message to Shannon Sharpe on January 1st of 2025 at 9 p.m. Then they go on to say this, the lawsuit filed by Gabriela Zuniga, because now they're blasting her name. You know, you're not going to get to be Jane Doe. So they're blasting her and they're saying this. The lawsuit filed by Gabriela Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies and distortions and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zuniga presented Shannon Sharpe with secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Ms. Zuniga has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zuniga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Shannon Sharpe that clearly indicates the nature of their relationship, that it was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific graphic requests. Contrary to all the allegations that she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from the text message to Mr. Sharpe. Here are other examples of text messages from Ms. Zuniga. So basically here she says, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I think she means then you can do whatever you want to do to me. Stupid freak, can't even write right. Then she goes on to say this. This is November 23rd of 2023. She says, I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you. Ugh. Then another text from her to Shannon Sharpe on January 12th, 2024. That's my daddy. Fuck. I want you to put a big black baby in me. Interesting. She wants a big black baby put in her. Probably for a check or a bag, you know. Then she goes on to say this on August 6th of 2024. You better carve it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. So she really wants to get knocked up by Uncle Shay Shay. So then the attorney goes on to say this. These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communication initiated by Ms. Zuniga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios, explicitly requested by Miss Zouanga. Then the edited tape that Miss Zouanga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tried to forcibly portray it as a result of this editing and out of context from the prior text message that the sexual activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all a part of her planned setup as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lie of rape, and will not submit to what he sees as an attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false allegations, these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on facts and law.
All right, so you heard what both parties said, and it seems like it is a shakedown based on the text messages that Shannon Sharpe released. So they definitely were going back and forth as far as in a relationship at one time. But she's making it seem like his side at some point in the relationship was not consensual, and that he was going after her and beating the hell out of her and doing all this crazy mess. But this comes right after the heel of him he's about to sign some type of $100 million podcast deal, as he's going to leave Colin Cowherd's podcast network, and I believe he's going to shop it around. Either they're going to pay him or somebody else is going to pay him. So I find it very interesting that she's coming out at this time, right when that news came out that he's going to probably get this $100 million deal, and they're asking for $50 million, which is crazy. You know, they're not trying to put him in jail or anything, so it's strictly about money, it looks like. But I'll go ahead and play this clip that she has recorded of him talking about choking her and doing some other stuff.
Like, I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what? What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Okay, so you heard what Shannon Sharpe said and what she said. She definitely had bad intentions with Shannon Sharpe because she recorded a conversation like this. So apparently they must have gotten into it over something, and he basically said, I'm going to choke the shit out of you, or he wants to, which, you know, tongue in cheek, you know, you say things like that. It doesn't mean you actually gonna do it. You know, you sometimes you talk like that with your lady or with your guy friends, whoever, you know, you say stuff. I think Shannon Sharpe has way too much to lose to be out here choking women up. But who knows if that video or that recording that she released wasn't edited and there's more to go with it to show that he is definitely, you know, some type of abuser, then hey, it is what it is. But Shannon Sharpe was informed about the news while he was live on ESPN today. So, and he released a video addressing the situation. And here's the video clip.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Okay, tough day at the office for Shannon Sharpe. You can see he's trying to get ahead of all of these allegations. I guess ESPN is kind of saying, hey, you might want to go ahead and get ahead of this. Maybe all his lawyers are coming together and definitely trying to get them together before this gets out of hand. But it seems like it's already out of hand. Even his own colleagues at his network are going crazy or saying things out the way about him. Paul Heyman, if you don't know, WWE hype man guy, he basically came out and said, ESPN is worse with having him. I'm gonna play that clip right here.
See, CM Punk does as much good to my reputation as Shannon Sharpe does to ESPN.
Oh, no, jeez. Oh, boy. All right, see, all right, we don't need that. A lot going on.
Don't ooh me, I'm not the one getting sued.
Whoa, okay, all right. Whoa.
Damn, shots fired. I don't know why that shot was thrown his way by Paul Heyman. What kind of history they have together, I have no idea. But that was wild. And I know it's WWE and they can get a little theatric and it's on Pat McAfee's show, and he's got a leeway to say a lot of things, and on his show that the other parts of the network don't have the the rights to say. But this is just crazy for Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe has went well out of his way to protect his image in a lot of different areas, and he's had these scandals back to back. Now he just came out with the one with the sex, the Instagram live video sex tape thing or whatever, and now he has another one with a different woman, it sounds like, who is basically trying to extort him and release video footage of them having sex. So that's wild for him because, there's video clips of him doing any and everything to make sure he is not accused of these things. But it's not always the strangers in the world that get you. It's the people that you care about the most. And here's a perfect example of how he tried, or how he's been trying throughout his career to not be exploited, but he didn't check the people closest to him.
I don't ride the elevator with single women.
Yes,
so
you
now
cannot do
if
that.
a single woman is on the elevator, I gotta wait.
Wait, why don't you? Because they just get too horny.
No, I don't.
Why do they get
the risk? Sometimes
run the risk of what?
Sometimes the mention of impropriety is enough to sway people's opinion of somebody.
Really?
So I don't do that.
So if a single woman's going to go into an elevator,
I'm not getting on it.
And what do they think?
I don't let women servers come into my room to bring food.
Really?
If they come to clean the room, I leave the room. I sit in the hallway till they're done. Then I go back into the room.
Now, have you ever blown someone's mind with that? Has a girl ever been?
No,
a lot of times when people see me, it's like,
okay, you can get on. I was like, no, I'll wait till the other. They said, no, it's fine. And I just keep it moving like that.
And do you think that they're thinking there's like some reverse racism thing there?
No, I don't know what they're thinking.
Do you clutch your purse when white women walk around?
My crossbody? Nah. Because if I'm on the elevator by myself and a woman steps on, I'll get off.
White women only or black women?
It doesn't matter. I don't ride the elevator.
All right, guys. And in closing, what do you think? Do you think Shannon Sharpe is guilty of this? Is this just a woman scorn who wants a payday, or he was being played from the get-go? Y'all let me know in the comment section below, and y'all like and share this video, and I'll get back at you on another one. Peace.